Do you have a challenge in your life that you feel overwhelmed by, that you don't know how to move forward on? I'm Jake Ifshin, host of the Four Gardens podcast, and today I'm going to share a series of practices I designed to help you feel less overwhelmed. This process uses creative journaling and breathwork to help you move towards clarity and peace and out of overwhelm. During the course of this process, you'll recognize what's inside your garden of influence and what you have control of, and what's outside in the wild that you want to release and let go of. Please have a pen and paper ready for this practice. If you like this video, please subscribe to receive more content like this. Let's jump right in. I'm going to start today by talking about what I mean by overwhelm. Then I'm going to share a process that uses journaling and breathwork to help you process your overwhelming challenge. Before I share the guided practice, I'm going to first define what I mean when I say the word overwhelm. For me, when I feel intensely overwhelmed, it's related to three conditions. That I feel there's an emotion that can't come through, something strong that I need to feel and I'm not letting myself feel. The second is the condition of there being an external challenge that feels like too much, too big for me to move through. And third, I'm also talking about the condition of nervous system dysregulation, which we'll share more about in other videos linked below. For all these overwhelm challenges, I recommend slowing down first. I think that's the first step, is to cultivate more patience in life, to take space. With so much stimulation in this world and decisions for us to make, it's pretty easy to become overwhelmed. So I'd like to recommend just starting by slowing down and taking some deep breaths. Taking some more space with whatever challenge is coming up is always good before you engage with it and try to solve it. In addition to slowness, breathwork and moving my body are also my other top practices generally when I feel overwhelmed. We'll be sharing some breathwork in a minute in this practice, and moving your body in any way is a great way to get out of your head around any of these issues. The specific type of overwhelm that inspired me to create this practice today is where there's an external challenge that feels like it's way too much for me to handle, where I don't know what's my next action or how I even want to feel in relation to it. An important intention in this practice today is to distinguish which part of the challenge is under our control, in our garden of influence, and which part is outside of it, in the wild, that we can let go of today to feel more peace. Interestingly, the origin of the word paradise is walled garden, and the Greeks and Persians used it to describe that. And so I like to bring that into this too today, to think when we have those walls around what's in our control and that awareness of what we can influence, we can access more clarity and more peace and calm with that challenge. Today's practice creates a new pattern for you when you're approaching a challenge that feels persistently overwhelming. I've used this process when I feel overwhelmed by challenges in my life, such as supporting a friend who's experiencing severe mental illness or physical illness, or making a large life decision. Feel free to come back to this process multiple times and to run different challenges through it. Let's begin the practice. Open your journal to a blank page. Begin to hone in on a challenge that you feel persistently overwhelmed by. Write it at the top of that page. Just name it. Don't go into any story around it or judgments. You can pause this video at any time if you need any additional space with any of these prompts. Now that you've identified your challenge, let's connect to it in a deeper way. Sit up in a meditation posture. Begin to let your breathing steady. Close your eyes if that feels comfortable to you. Breathe into that challenge and observe how you feel it in your body. Notice if any emotions are coming up. Grief or anger around your challenge. Breathe into the emotions and express them in your breath. Sound or movement, it's all welcome. Bring your hands to your solar plexus. Breathe into your hands and expand the ribs. And breathe out. Expand your ribs with the in-breath. And breathe out with a sound. Continue to breathe here. As you keep breathing, bring your awareness to the fire inside you. Breathe into that power there, the power you have to make a difference, the power you have to transform, and the power you have to move through this challenge. You've got this. Bring your power to this challenge today. When you're ready, I want to invite you back into this space and to take your journal. Answer the question, how do I want to feel when this challenge comes up? Write a list of words or phrases without thinking. Just let it flow. Don't overthink it or judge what you're writing. When your list feels complete, pick one or even two words from that list that you feel most resonant with, that feels important to you right now. So highlight or circle that word and turn to a fresh page in your journal or to a new blank area and make a list of the powerful actions you can take towards this challenge. Anything that comes up, any actions that also aren't just to solve the challenge, but would change how you feel. Could be around self-care. So let yourself write those answers out, those ideas, without judging them again, with the goal of creating as many as you can. You are abundant. Pick one or two actions that feel accessible. Something you already feel empowered to do, and mark those. Now that you have your feelings identified that you want around this challenge, and also a few powerful actions that you'd like to take, let's take our journal to a new page and draw a box in the middle of that page, like this. Write the feeling you want and the action you'll take to get it in the middle of that box. Take a minute to be there after you write it with the clarity of that. Now that we have our box and our action and feeling, we're going to fill up that wild outer space because that box is our garden. So we'll go into that outer space, and that's where we're going to fill up all the different things we'll write of what we want to release around this challenge. Any responsibilities or feelings that no longer serve you. Fill that space with those words. Keeping that page open, reflecting on it for a moment. And now I invite you to breathe in what you want. Breathe in what you want, and breathe out what you're releasing. Breathe in clarity, breathe out release. Keep breathing. Breathe out. Breathe in peace. Breathe out confusion. Breathe in your power. Breathe out doubt. You got this. Keep breathing. Let that feeling move through your body. All right, now that we have this clarity and power in us, we feel it in our body. I invite you back to your journal, back to the page one more time here. Feeling this in our body still, this clarity and this release. I invite you now to look at those words that are on the outside of the garden. Everything you're releasing, everything you're letting go of, we're going to give that back to nature. We're going to let it be part of that ecosystem and grow up, compost away from us. So I invite you to take your pen and draw on top of all those words. You can scratch them out. You can cross them out. You can draw plants and vines on top of them. Just whatever feels good to help you let go of them. Take them away. Nature. Let them be where they need to be and away from you. I invite you to repeat this process as many times as it feels helpful. Thank you for practicing with me today. Drop a comment below. I'd love to hear how this practice went for you. Thanks again for watching, and keep on growing.